Dear colleagues, yesterday I had the possibility to advance my topic, and right now I'd like to tell about the new comment, the news of the world. Right away, I'd like to tell about the opening the Davos Forum. It's very interesting situation, and I'll tell about some story with the World Economic Forum. Before it, although the media said as some organization telling about the top points with the very big, very richest people, and mm, the differences of the law of poor people. But it said how the taxation will be more and more justice. So it had a mind about the decision G7 when the to enter the all corporation tax 15% in the size and the leave money of it in countries of origin. So let's return the history of the Davos. Due to how the Russian and China businessmen and officials is non-participation, not attending in it. I'd like to tell how the some ideas after the Davos. Russian media as to use with their own tactics. We better became organized own economical forum. One of them, the Petersburg economical forum. So but this is the first result of the isolation Russian economical society of over the world or world mm, of the world of economical groups. We have not information how the NPCs look economic forum participation, for example, representatives of the World Bank Group, IMF, ECB, European Economic Bank Reconstruction and Development, and Organizational Economic and Development, Food Organization at the last, and by the it's very interesting how the participation in the Petersburg Economic Forum, Alexis Tsipras, former of the Greece chairman of the Greece government, and Salman and Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Salman Mohammed Rashid. So it's very interesting how the Russia less than another countries, including United States, Canada, UK, help to the recovery Greece budget. But it's very interesting how the Greece Prime Minister took part in the Petersburg Economic Forum. So this is, but the Davos Forum had the biggest interest of all of the world, not only economical but politicians shares. For example, here took part British UK, David Cameron, and about Angela Merkel. I already want to speak. And certainly, another story, we have Far East, how the Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin announced how the mother's capital, which money, how the Russian government is giving for the mothers who burn one second and another kind for the inhabitants forest. Mikhail Mishustin increasing the sum since 450 to the million rubles. About 15,000. And this sum will get women who will burn the third child in the forest. Kamchatka, Chukotka, Magadan, Sakhalin. And then Russia media passed the inform how the first during the last 60 year China's population fell down when the number of the deaths people increasing the number of the burn kites. Oh Jesus, this is the demographical situation I'd like to tell about the Ukraine story. So the Ukraine story with the 40 million people, if we exceeded the 5 million people in the territories which are Russia annexation. Annexed, and this is a 4 million people certainly had demographical stress, and certainly Ukraine government, Ukraine power under the leadership of Volodymyr Zelensky had idea to the return recover Ukraine territory in the borders of 1991. You won't tell about the peaceful process need to give start with to make conditions and base. Basically, situation is very bad, and certainly the demographical bottom of the Ukraine is had a very big problem, maybe. So if the Ukraine story will be continue 2 or 3 and more years, that Ukraine will be in the future after the establish the peace. and peaceful agreement with Russia, Ukraine population will be depression, big depression, and so this we have another story of situation with the connection of the Ukraine story due to the military situation in Ukraine. It's understood how the Kremlin, by the words of the Dmitry Peskov, through the creek, the hit by the food about the food, how the possibility. This is a question. Is decision was decision to supply challengers to into Ukraine. We have two situation, two position of the story. So the NATO, as recognized Kremlin, had a collective participation in the Ukraine story. So the after the supplies heavy weapon, the offensive weapon, it need to speak the truth. This is offensive weapon allows to the speak about the NATO participation in Ukraine. Ukraine as an equal side. It's very. It's the idea I like to send the Russian diplomats who wanted to create base for the start conversation with the Kiev official. Jesus, and another stuff. So the Leopard 2, which will supply at first Poland, and decision with the story with the Minister of Defense after the Christine Lambrecht will elect Olaf Scholz. The Germany and another countries of the continental Europe will to the supplies into Ukraine a tank Leopard 2. So the NATO governments produced more than 3,000 these tanks. Also, the Challenger the second UK produced more than 400 these tanks. But Russian industry, the plants of the Ural Wagon Road, produced the tank T-90, one of the modern Russian tank. The quality not more 600, maybe 600. Certainly the largest losses of tanks forces during the last year, during the 11 months of the Russian and for the all intelligence in the industrial side. Very interesting questions: how much tanks Russian tanks industry will can to the supplies into the front line. So about this, we have testified it how the vice premier, after the loud telling with the president Vladimir Putin, arrived to the Bryansk Oblast and visited the military plants in Bryansk town. Jesus. And suddenly, this is a tactical, but the strategical very interesting. Certainly, the Russian after the tank supplies into Ukraine, Russian heavy industry must be brief in temp reconstruction to do reconstruction for the military railway. But it's very, I want to tell about the Ukraine industry maybe stop and termination activity. But as I told above, Continental Europe have 3,000 tank Leopard the second. And suddenly if NATO will be supplies into Ukraine all the reserve tank forces from for example, Spain, Italy, Portugal, also from the Mexico and others. But in these conditions, Russian tanks industry might be increasing, maybe must be increasing, must be to increase productive tank systems. And so and certainly there will be war in the real inhabitants dystrophy for the not the people resources but the industrial power. And certainly, but this is based allows to the NATO countries to upgrade military industry and tank forces. And at this time, without the biggest expenditures. And then, in conclusion, when the Russia to end reconstruction military power, the peaceful economy to the military power, to the military railway, tanks under the leadership of Zelensky, Challenger, Leopard, and the Abrams, even Merkava will go to the Ukraine. Russian diplomats must do the calculation. If the tanks Abrams, Challenger, Leopard will appear in the Crimea, this will be not scandal. I think enough today. Bye.